Hey y'all, happy Wednesday, Feliz Quarta-feira. Hi, I am Krishan Wright. I'm the founder of Blaxit Global, the host of the Blaxit Global podcast, coming to you a bit early. And there is air. That is why I was like 2 minutes late because I messed around and hit the wrong button in this AC and the lights were burning me. So I was like, oh no. So all is well. I am joining you from my home in Lisbon, Portugal. Life is good. What can I tell you? So we have some announcements. I always like to start off with announcements. Couple things, right? Like I'm coming to you earlier. I'm coming to you earlier in terms of time of day. It's not Thursday, it's Wednesday. And also an hour earlier. That is because I am in Lisbon, Portugal, and my guest tonight is in Spain. We have a 1 hour time difference. So being mindful of that, as well as the fact that I will be traveling to those United States tomorrow. So will not be able to go live to see my babies. So I'm excited to be spending some family time. In terms of announcements, we are coming back for season 8 of the Blaxit Global podcast in January of 2026, which is hard to even fathom. What else can I share? New news, right? For some of you do not know, Blaxit Global, myself, were featured in BET, yes, Black Entertainment Television yesterday, a fabulous article. So I'm just going to drop that in the comments for your reading pleasure. Of course, it is about Black expats. I think I can probably project a little bit. Let's see. Now that my air is on, I'm feeling a little more like myself. Yeah. Let's see if I can do this. You probably can see, right? Yeah, see? Black Americans are leaving the US for Europe amid political uncertainty. I mean, I left before, the current occupant was occupying, but, it's the same thing. But yeah, they look cute. So give it a read, give it a read when you get a chance. I appreciate it. We have a busy October. We have our Nomad Noir cohort that are arriving in a little over 2 weeks. So that is our scouting cohort. They will be spending 10 days with me traveling about in Portugal. We have some surprises in store. So putting the finishing touches on that. New announcement regarding Nomad Noir. The interest is heavy for 2026. So I know originally I said, we probably would just do one. We're actually going to have 2 cohorts, a spring and a fall. So have not announced the dates yet for either. I thought I was going to do it today, but it's not happening. But I will give you the months, okay? But the announcement is going to happen probably later on this week, if not the beginning of next week, because, I'm going to be with my babies. So the spring cohort of Nomad Noir 2026 is going to take place in May. The fall cohort will take place in October. Exact dates will soon follow, but these are the months. That's not going to change. What other news? We have our anniversary party, October 23rd, our yacht party. We are going to be sailing the River Tejo in Lisbon, Portugal, drinking some Portuguese wine and having some light bites and celebrating 5 years of Blaxit Global. So you will hang out with me. You will hang out with some former guests, some upcoming guests, some people that have been on the YouTube channel, some people who have come through Blaxit Global Passport, listeners of the show, the whole thing. We are celebrating 5 years committed to this journey, this mission, this movement. And then on October 24th, our friends Stephanie Perry and Rashida Dow, the co-founders and co-creators of Exodus Summit. Hope you got your ticket, but if you didn't, that's okay. because I'm going to have my affiliate link. You can buy it from me. So they are going to be in Lisbon, and we are going to have a wonderful meetup on October 24th. There are 2 tickets remaining. 2, okay? 2. So if you have been thinking about attending either event or both, the yacht has plenty of space because it's a big yacht. The meetup, we ran out of space. We have 2 tickets. 2. And when those 2 are gone, that's it. No more. Right. So I'm dropping the link to that in the comments. And then I think that was it in terms of announcements that I could think of. Yeah. So let's go say hi to those of y'all in the chat. Veronica was first. Hey, from Phoenix. Hey, Stacy, Baltimore. Maureen, channel member. Buenas tardes, buenas noches, Amsterdam. Hey, girl. Hey. Hello, Harlem Minded. So glad you will be here. Oh, yes, that was the other thing. Merch. So I did an announcement. Tomorrow is the last day. So for those of you who want to buy some celebratory Blaxit Global merch, which I haven't done in years, we will finalize orders tomorrow because we need to start producing them. Hey, travel is my passion. Thank you. Thank you for listening, or some of you watch because I put old episodes of the podcast on YouTube. Appreciate it. Please leave a rating and review, preferably 5 stars, please. It helps people find us. Hey. Hola. Hey, Action BJ, how you doing? Thank you. Thank you so much, Deborah. I appreciate it. Hey, Jess. Hi, Aileen. How are you? Hey, Suffolk County, New York. As you know, I'm a New Yorker. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Malayo. Hey, how are you? I am doing well. I'm back from my time away. And it's so funny because tonight we have a special guest. We have Yolanda. So she is not a stranger to the channel. She's been on the channel before. Yolanda is wonderful. I actually have coached Yolanda. She is now living her best life in Spain. And coincidentally, we're having this conversation. And I just returned from a week in Spain Friday. Well, pretty much by the time I got home, it was midnight, but we're going to call it Friday. So I thought this was going to be a really great conversation to talk about pathways, because many of us are trying to actively plan our Blaxit, judging from the people that are coming into Blaxit Global Passport, the media attention that I constantly am getting media requests, and, people that show up for this. So I'm excited to welcome Yolanda. Hey, without any further ado. Hey, girl, hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. So, yeah, just FYI, I will be at the yacht party and the Exodus Summit meetup in Lisbon in October. Yes.
Yes. Yes. I'm excited. Let's see. How do we want to start this? How about maybe for people who haven't seen you, because you have a YouTube channel, you do amazing work, and now that you are, living in Spain, and even before then, because you had all of these things going on in Exodus Summit. So maybe for people who don't know you, maybe give a little intro, give them a little taste.
Okay. Well, my name is Yolanda, and I am Locating Cozy. And I started a journey of back in Texas, back in 2022, that just started with some basic research of I think I want to, I think I can. And it just evolved into me giving up my $2,000 a month apartment and pet sitting full time for a year and a half and not paying any rent. To one day while visiting my daughter, one of my three daughters, my youngest one lives here in Spain, and I was visiting her one time, fourth time, and I just happened to speak out loud and say, I want to live here. And the lady next to me said, you need to talk to my attorney.
What?
And,
The
and that's
universe
how it
will
started.
make things
Yeah.
happen.
Yes, because I never in a million years thought that I would be moving to Spain and leaving a horrible, no good, dirty job and doing things and earning my own money, and then now supporting and encouraging other Black women uh, to do it. You can,
Mhm.
to encourage them and to, in some points, really hold their hands and talk them through it and let them know that you have it within you to make bold moves too. So here I
Yes,
am.
absolutely. And so I'm curious, you had been in Spain a few times prior
Mm-hmm.
to that moment where I kind of visually feel like the lightning bolt was like, this is it, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was it either on that trip or what was going on for you in your life that made you finally verbalize what was going on in your mind?
Well, to go back, yes, I had been doing the research and I had already, I thought I was going to be taking baby steps,
Mm,
and I tend to do that. I think we a lot of times do that. It's like, oh, I thought I would take because I had already been working remote. I thought I would take my job just on the road with me as I maybe tried to figure some things out, not knowing that after some pretty amazing women helped give me some great insight. I didn't know that 2 days later I was going to be like, F that job. I think I need to go on leave. And I just did it in a way that actually protected me more.
mm,
The old me would have been just like, F that job and left and not realize what I need to do to protect myself and
yeah.
make sure that I was still in a good place. And so just between that, because when I left the job, I was actually, I'd already planned to come to Spain to visit my daughter because
Mhm.
was she pregnant? No, it was my granddaughter's like first birthday coming up. And I didn't at that point, I was just like, oh my God, I'm not working. So but I not working, I still decided to come back 6 months later to visit again in April. And that was during that time. There was a huge meetup in Madrid of like 70 something Black people. It was through Melon Madrid. And we were in Retiro Park, and I was like, this is amazing. There's a whole community here. I find my community, the color, the locals, the whatever, expats, or whatever, I find community wherever I am, but I just felt so at home in Madrid. And so I just started dreaming even bigger. I had already started making some steps and doing some things. And I was like, girl, you ain't even working and you talking about moving to Madrid. But I was like,
Like
there's something bigger here.
work.
Yeah. But the whole time I kept feeling and knowing that there was something bigger. And as long as I kept making moves and going in that direction, that
Mm,
it was going to work, it was going to work out the way it was supposed to. So I was back there visiting. I talked to the attorney. He told me about an opportunity that I didn't know existed for me because I do have family I had already had family in Spain, that I had like a family reunification option to possibly work on. I still had to go back to the States for a year, which that sucked. But I was able to work on it and really, get things really in order in the next year. And that year just went by so fast. And before you knew it, April 2024, I was like, deuces. And yeah, okay. And I was out.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's hard to explain to people because you touched on a lot of things that, people are thinking or feeling or experiencing right now, right? You have a job that you hate. You may have a desire to move abroad, but you're trying to figure out the how, the what, the when, where.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like that fear, like you still trying to maybe take a baby step, put a toe in the water. And what I hear is, and what I know is that when you go in the direction of your dreams, the
Mm-hmm.
universe does conspire. It brings people, places, opportunities, serendipity happens, right? You can't explain it. And so it really is trusting yourself, believing in yourself enough, and just going, like I said, in the direction of your dreams. Because, those of us that have, it has worked out. And it's not because we are, we are wonderful in our own right, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not like we've had this big old trust fund or, something special about who we are as people that enabled us to make it, other than choosing ourselves, right? I think that's the biggest thing. Like, we've chosen ourselves. And one of the things that I've been reflecting on lately is, and I did a video on this a few months ago, when, you probably have seen the stat of 350,000 Black women have been shed from the US workforce in the past 6 months, right, of this year, with this new administration and everything. And as a Black female over 50, oh, I know I'd have been on the block, right? I'd have been on the chopping block, because it didn't matter how many awards, how many accolades, how good I was at my job, which I was great at, right?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter. And so thankfully, I wasn't lulled and lured by the big salary, the title, oh, if I do another year, if I put a little bit more away, then I'll be all right for my move. No, right? Because I left. It's been over 2 years that I've been abroad without my corporate salary,
Yeah.
and my bank account still looks good. Like, it looks better.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't, because I had the job, and I remember, so here's the thing. I remember with the job that I had, it was at a software company. I was on the accounts receivable manager. And I remember because I went to college like late in life. I was like in my 40s when I went to college. So I remember the hiring manager, I don't know if he was like the CFO or whatever stuff he was. He said to me, like, my skills and what I had, I brought on, but I had not gotten my, I think I didn't have like a next degree up or whatever. And he's like, well, once you graduate, we can really like have you really climbing the corporate ladder. I was like, I don't want that. Like, this right here is good. And what, this corporate management level right here that I'm at is good. And at first I was like, man, I'm on the fast track now. And I was like, I realized it didn't take me long. Once I got to that particular level, I was like, oh no, I don't want this. Okay. this is a heart attack waiting to happen. It was
Ooh,
just,
talk about it.
I truly, in my heart of hearts, feel like had I stayed at that job that was paying the big bucks, and I love what I do, and I love managing my team, I love supporting my team. But had I stayed, I feel like I quite probably would have had a stroke or a heart attack by now.
Mm. Mm.
And and the thing was this: one of the guys that I reported to right before I left, I think it was like one of the attorneys or something like that, the legal counsel, had worked there for years, left, and 3 months later he passed away. 3 months after he left. And I remember talking to the manager that I report to, and he told me, he was like, such and such passed away. And I was like, oh, he's like, oh, he wasn't a very good worker though. This is what he said to me so nonchalantly. In one breath, he said, this person passed away. And in the next breath, he said, he wasn't a very good worker, though. And then just went on with the meeting. And I was like, what?
Like, that's all we came to do in
Yeah.
this earth, is to work.
There wasn't like a moment of silence. I mean, I understand the person that left, and maybe they left on bad terms. I don't know. But all
Wow.
I know is 3 months later, that person passed away. And this is what you just said to me: get me the hell up out of here.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. No regard. There's so many times where, and I learned that lesson early in my career, when I was working in government, in the legislature at the time. And in New York, we had notoriously long sessions. And almost every session, somebody was dying.
Mm.
And eventually it made its way into the staffer's office. And one gentleman had a heart attack. Another one, a woman on my team, passed away. And that was devastating. Actually, I had two team members during my time there that passed away, not including this gentleman. And I learned early on in my career, like, oh, I could drop dead tomorrow. You will find somebody else to do the job before my body is cold, right?
Yep.
And I was like, I'm never going to give more. But yet, I don't think what we don't take, tally of is the internal stuff, right? You were talking about, heart palpitations. I was starting to suffer from panic attacks, gastrointestinal things, and all of those things that, and I'm not sure if this rings true for you, all of those things that were keeping me up at night, all of the anxiety dissipated when I got on that plane, that one-way ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I was gone.
Yeah. Yes. I was still, from the time that I initially left that job, it took me probably like a good 4 or 5 months to kind of decompress. I didn't work for 8 months after that, but it
Mm.
took me 4 or 5 months to really decompress. And it took my daughters actually getting on my case because I was still like, I need to see, maybe I do need to find another job. And they're like, you're okay. What are you doing? Like I said
Yeah.
that they literally did like the mental pop your hand, like, stop that. Leave that computer alone. Okay. Because my mind was still so wrapped up in I've been working and this is all I know how to do. And especially you don't leave a good job with good money.
Mm.
But
Good
once I, yeah,
job.
exactly. Yeah, you equated that, and that's not how it really was. But once I actually stepped out of it
Mm.
and chose another path, and for me, it was I decided just to do contract work. And
Mm.
yeah, and that's I had some resources, but contract work, I was like, I don't want to work for anybody else like that again because
Yeah.
I keep having deja vu. It keeps happening, the same scenario. The honeymoon phase is getting shorter and shorter at these jobs.
Ooh. Yes. Yes. You hit the nail on the
So
head. That's the best way to describe it.
mhm, that was just the reality. So I really do appreciate and enjoy doing. Uh, I enjoy doing the contract work because I stayed in the pretty much in the honeymoon phase, and they gave me, my, thank you, and you did a great job, and impacting numbers and all that stuff. And then I'd be like, okay, and bye, see y'all later. But it was easier to do that because had I still been in the United States and paying $2,000 a month rent and having all the other bills, I wouldn't have been able to get away with doing like working 6 months out of the year doing contract. There's no
Mm.
way.
Yeah.
So there's an ease of knowing that I don't have to have as much money, but I'm still enjoying every bit of life and doing things. I'm not sitting in a corner being like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I watch my money, and I'm
Yeah.
careful and, because I'm not rolling in it. But I know that I can do so much more with a lot less. And it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what Spain is like. For those of you that don't know, you're in Zaragoza.
Hmm. Yep.
So, for those that don't know Spain, like where is it in relation to the country? What is life like there?
So, as I said before, I had every intention on moving to Madrid because I'm the type of person that likes to be right in the thick of it. I mean, I will like get an apartment right in the tourist zone if it was up to me. Okay, I'm like, I don't care. But Zaragoza is halfway in between Madrid and Barcelona. It's an hour and 15 minutes by train to Madrid, and it's like an hour and 30 minutes to Barcelona. So
Hmm.
easy access, and plus in Spain, the transportation is pretty darn good. Yeah. So
Yes, I was
yes,
impressed. That was my
yeah.
first time doing the high-speed train. I was
Hmm.
impressed.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So it's easy, like, like I did a pet sit, I still do pet sits just because if I want to go someplace and I don't want to pay for a lodging, I'm gonna go do a pet sit. So I went to Valencia for like 4 or 5 days.
Ooh.
I just
Yeah.
got back from a 2-week pet sit to in Marseille, France. So,
Mm.
but yeah, Zaragoza is like the fifth largest. And a lot of people don't know this. Zaragoza is like the fifth largest city in Spain.
Oh, I
I
didn't know that.
think, yeah, the population. I think the population now is around 800,000. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's like, and I call it the best kept little secret. It's just the best kept little secret in Spain because people really don't know, especially, they're like, oh no, it has to be, the big name places. And it's like, oh
Mhm.
man, you're sleeping on Zaragoza. And I almost slept on Zaragoza. I'm going to be honest
Wow.
with you. I wasn't feeling Zaragoza when I first came to visit back in 2018. I was like, whatever.
Really?
Girl, I was like, well, I'm happy to see my baby. I'm happy to see my daughter,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that, because she was, had it not been for her, I never would have thought, yeah, she came here to
Mm.
teach. But Zaragoza was not on my radar. But Zaragoza, the economy, the vibe here has grown so much.
Mm.
They didn't back in 2018. It didn't have as many restaurants that it didn't have any a lot of restaurant options. It had like
Mm.
Spain local food and that was it. But it's grown a lot. So the restaurant scene, the bar scene, things to do. There's always something to do here. But I live here, so I can sit at home and do nothing when I feel like it. But if I need access to go and experience, whether it's in Madrid, I love going to Madrid, um, or other parts, I go, and then
Mhm.
Zaragoza is my home base. But the community here in Zaragoza is growing. A lot of people ask all the time because on my YouTube channel, Locating Cozy,
Yeah.
on my YouTube channel, I talk about. I've been posting ever since I did my first pet sit back at in 2022. Um, but I talk about it, and a lot of people are always asking, well, what about the Black community in Zaragoza? Okay, what I said was, if you build it, they will come.
Yes.
And that's exactly what's happening. So the community, again, I find community. So whether I belong to what is that? Internations. So I find
Mhm.
community. I belong to Girl Gone International. I find community. I have been talking about just experiences here, and then I started Black in Zaragoza, the Facebook group. And now like we have now monthly get-togethers where
Nice.
it's like we'll go to the cafe and be like about maybe 12 black people, black, right now it's black women, but Black in Zaragoza is open to black people, period.
Mhm.
But it's so funny because yeah, we sit down and there's a lady that's been here for 16 years. She's originally from Ghana. There's a lady that just moved down here from the Netherlands with her boyfriend. So the
Mhm.
the group is eclectic. It's not just Black Americans. It's Black people, and we get
Mhm.
together, and it's a beautiful. There's a young lady who just retired. She was an Illinois prosecutor. She just retired and moved here.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, yeah. And so one young lady that's in our group just graduated from law school. Actually went to the same law school as the lady that just retired, but she just graduated and then moved back here. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I love how like these intersections happen,
Hmm.
right? Like when
Yeah.
you meet people and you're like, wait a second, hold up.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's
That's
amazing
amazing.
because like the young lady who just retired, she had intended to retire to Barcelona, but then she
Mm.
was just kind of like, Barcelona was a little bit too expensive. So she just actually she said, I just went on Google Maps. Okay. And
Oh
she
my
said,
God.
that looks like a good city, Zaragoza. And she said she just put in Zaragoza in the Google search and my YouTube channel came up. So,
Wow. That is incredible. So, like when you're there, because like you said, people think of Barcelona, they think of Madrid, they even may even think of southern Spain, right, Sevilla.
Sevilla, yeah.
Um, but like, how is it being there in terms of I don't know ease of transition? Because obviously the language is Spanish,
Yeah.
just like I'm in Portugal, right? The official language is Portuguese. And so, are you able to communicate? Have you been taking lessons?
Yes, so I have used several different platforms to learn. Right now, I have conversation exchange partners that I meet with. like once a week. There's two people that I meet with, and we have conversations. And I have
Mhm.
my now. I'll be honest, because a lot of times when people are practicing their English and I'm practicing my Spanish, their English is way better than my Spanish. Okay. But what I will do is I will go into Google Translate and like I know that this is what I want to talk about. So I'll go into Google Translate and kind of outline what I want to talk about, and then we guide and go from there. Not the whole conversation, but
Mhm.
it helps to kind of stay on point and allows me to practice my Spanish, but kind of know how I want it,
Mhm.
what the goal of my stuff was. But overall, I communicate just fine with the community. They know me, they see me. I think I liken it to, because I'm pretty expressive, if you can't tell. I liken it to, I think they kind of look at me like that zany little American chick. I feel like I'm like the black I Love Lucy here. Okay. That's how, that's how it feels sometimes, because I come in and I'm speaking my really bad Spanish, but I'm expressing myself and pantomiming, and they just kind of like giggle, and they're
When
just
in
like, "We
doubt,
got you, girl.
pantomime.
Yeah, we got you, girl." And it's I have yet to, maybe I think in the entire time that I've lived here, I think maybe twice I've had somebody give me attitude because my Spanish was not on par. But
Hmm.
overall, it's been there is a wonderfully accepting community here.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it's been very. I've told stories about how, like, I went to the butcher one day to get some chicken. There was a line, and there was like, I say this because I say, like, the older ladies is like, I'm up there too, but they were like, I don't know, in their late 70s, but they were in line, and it was hot. This was like a couple of months ago, and it was really hot. And so I sat down and I forgot to bring my fan. And the lady next to me was fanning herself, and then she just started fanning me.
Aw.
And I was just like, do I look like I'm about to pass out? What's happening? And stuff. I was like, I'm okay. But it was just that genuineness of,
Mhm.
I will help you. I am here for you. How can I help you? And it's
Aw.
vice versa. So that's the vibe, and that's the experience that some of the ladies. Not everybody is meant to move here, but I've had so many women since I moved here come through and visit, whether it's family, friends, or somebody that found my channel online and they want to
Mhm.
consider. They're like, I got to be by the coast, but then they're like, well, I'll come through Zaragoza just to see. And then they've come through and they're like, oh, I get it now. I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
I
but
gotta
it's
make
really,
my way over there. I gotta make my way.
yeah, we're gonna get you there one day. And what's funny is my Spanish, I feel, is very good. So much so, it really isn't. I'm just lying. But when I'm by myself, I can easily get my point across, ask the questions, be gracious and all that stuff. But when I'm with my daughter or with somebody else, like there's another young lady here that speaks pretty good Spanish, that's moved here from Canada. If
Mm.
they're around, I forget everything. I
Wow.
I absolutely, I don't know even how to say hola. It just goes out the window.
Blank, right?
Yes. Immediately, if somebody speaks to me in Spanish and my daughter's around or whatever, I immediately turn to them like, what they say.
Yeah, all the words. They're like,
Yeah.
who am I? What am I? Where am
Yes.
I?
But I do want to say, and I shared this on my channel because I just did my live like maybe an hour ago, but
Mm.
I did start taking sewing classes.
In Spanish?
Yes. And I made a bag.
Congratulations or felicidades.
Yes. And it was the Spanish, because it was a 4 hour. This one was like a 4 hour class, like an initial,
Wow.
because I don't know how to use a sewing machine at all. But I was just very much like, I want to learn how to sew. I know that there's no English speaking sewing classes here, so I was like, well, you're gonna figure it out. Now, the class that I will be attending regularly, the actual instructor that's working with me, she does speak some Spanish. Let me speak some English. So
Oh,
so I'm thankful for that. But
mhm.
overall, it's Spanish, and even the initial class that I did, the 4 hour class where I made my lovely bag,
Yeah.
the five other students, when I told them no hablo español, they were like, what you doing here?
They're like, how's this bag going to turn out?
Yeah, but I got it. I did it, and I was, I got
You
through the class.
did. That's
Yes, and
impressive.
I'm coming back, and yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Wow. Yes.
you. Thank you, Jello.
Felicidades. Parabéns.
Yes.
Congratulations. All the things. Oh, okay. So I know I have some more questions for you, but I also want to
Mhm.
I see what's going on in the chat. So I'm gonna
Sure.
get up in here and we've got quite a few. Everybody's excited. Yolanda's on the channel. Anya. Oh, this one is for me for merch. Yes.
Get that merch. Anytime
Yes.
about getting my merch. Yeah.
Yes. Do either of you have information that would help explore moving to Italy? Jazzy, we did cover that 2 weeks ago. We had Thea on the channel. So you should be able to see that video. It was about 2 weeks ago. But great question. Bella. Oh, she wants to go to northern Spain. That's just
Okay.
where I was. That's
Okay.
northern Spain is beautiful.
I can't wait.
Oh my gosh. I was blown away. The
Wow.
terrain, the history, it's just the beaches. It's just delightful.
Uh-huh.
Bella said, I love Zaragoza when I visited last year. It's gorgeous and a good medium sized city. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Piqued my
Yeah.
interest. I'm going to have to get over there. Uh, Yolanda, how are Rota and Costa del Sol?
I have not gone down there. So here's the thing. I live here now. So I have not bought, like, I've been to Sevilla, I've been to, of course, Barcelona, Valencia,
Mhm.
Madrid, yeah. But I have not. That's one of my goals in 2026 to really do some bopping in Spain. But no, I haven't. Yeah, I feel like the same way I felt when I was in France. I was
Mhm.
there for 2 weeks doing a pet sit, but I was also working on, the launch of this business and stuff. So I didn't do all the things, but I'm like, girl, breathe, you'll be back. And so
Yes.
that's what I'm doing now with
Yeah.
Spain because everybody's like, have you gone everywhere already? No, no, but
No.
that's my goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my
Yeah. Same
goal.
with Portugal. It's like I haven't been down to Algarve except for Lagos like almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's it. But I
Yeah.
mean, I've been to other cities, but like I haven't been to the Algarve. I'm considering going to the islands before the end of this year. But there's so much, and you're right. Like
Yeah.
when you live in a place, you get in your routines, and then you dabble a little bit. But that's the beauty of kind of, I don't know, like kind of courting the country that you're
Hmm.
in and letting it reveal itself. Like that was one of the things that struck me when I was just in Spain last week because where I was, it was not arid, but the terrain was like kind of that dryish, like yellowy kind of grass. And then as we went further along into the north, you saw the terrain get flat, and then it just blossomed into this green, beautiful backdrop. And it was like, oh wow, like it was just like it revealed itself. So I just love stuff
Wow.
like that. And same thing with when Natalie and I a few weeks ago we went to the Berlingas, which is off the coast of Peniche in Portugal, and it was a foggy day. And we're like, oh, it's foggy. But the beauty of that was just like once the fog dissipated, it was like the beauty of the Berlingas just showed up and showed out. And it's like, oh, that was like so cool. So that's
Wow.
one of the beautiful things that you can enjoy when you kind of take your time and slow travel.
I'm actually going to send you because, like, as you said that, and you were talking about and she was talking about northern Spain, because I opened my big mouth a couple of weeks ago, probably like a month ago, because one of my Spanish conversation exchange partner and some other people had done the Camino, the Camino de Santiago, and so I
Yes.
started like doing some research, and I was like, wow, and then I kind of posted in my community and I just said, if anybody's interested in possibly doing this next year around April, let me know. And like 30 something people signed up. And I was like, I was just thinking about it. Okay.
Now it's more than a thought.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this. I'm sending it to you in private
Yeah,
chat and
please,
you can
please
post
put
it.
it
It's
in
because
the private chat.
but yeah, if you're interested, this is not any
Yes.
kind of commitment because I haven't committed. But if you're interested, we're thinking about putting something together because I'm only doing, if I do it, it's only going to be max 5, 7 days max. I'm not doing 500 miles. Okay. But,
No.
okay, that's
I
not
saw
my
quite a
mission.
few people on the Camino while we were there.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yeah.
that's really I am so
Yeah.
excited about that, but it's not something that I'm going to really do the deep dive and do and commit for sure until I won't know until December for sure
Okay.
when we're doing it because like D from H&D Abroad is coming and yeah, so we're working on all that. But if you're
Yeah.
interested, even if you need to do the longer Camino, we can
Mhm.
just wave at each other as we pass each other by as I do the shorter
Yeah.
one. But yeah, there you go. Anyways.
Yeah, it was so cool just to see people like, their camping gear and their
Hmm.
backpacks. And, I don't know if I would walk the Camino, maybe I would bike the Camino. But it was so cool. Saw a lot of people actually
Yeah.
because September is, cooler
Hmm.
in northern Spain specifically. And so, they had their jackets and backpacks and stuff like that. So, yeah,
Yeah.
Jello said, and now you have to do it.
Yeah. No, no, I don't. I
Yeah,
was just
Jerome
shocked. I was like, they're
said,
gonna
I've always
expect
wanted to
me.
do this for the longer one, but I'm down to do the short one too. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to do the whole thing. Like
Yeah.
Yolanda was saying, you can just, do whatever part that works for you. Look, you got feet on it, you did
Yes.
it.
Yes. Yeah. I did like a whole YouTube deep dive. And again, that's when I was like, well, let me just see if there's anybody that might be interested. And it's a goal. Although the other day I did like one of my walks with my walking partner here in Zaragoza, and we did 6 miles on Saturday, and I was sore. I was like, girl, how you gonna walk 10 miles or 15 miles a day? What? But
You know, that them walks in Spain, I'm just saying they hit different. There was one day and we walked 25,000 steps. And
mhm.
I was like, who am I?
What is this?
Where am I? Why am I doing this?
This is from someone that used to drive to the corner store a block and a half
Right,
away. Now I
right.
am walking everywhere.
Up hills, which wasn't a lot of hills, but like,
Yeah.
crevices and caves and the whole bit.
Hmm.
Maria said, how is walkability there? Can you get sleep or is there a lot of noise and celebration at night? Ooh, there was festa season going on when I was in Spain. They like to
um,
party.
yes, yeah, they do. Yeah, and there's a holiday for like it seems like there's holidays upon holidays every other week, there's
I
some kind of
partied.
holiday.
I partied.
And they shut the city down.
Yes.
Spain itself, I mean, Zaragoza, Madrid, it's all very walkable. Yeah, the
Mhm.
idea for me, I have no urge to ever buy a car again in life.
Yeah.
Don't want to. But yeah, it's very walkable, and also with Zaragoza and Madrid, you Barcelona can sneak up on you because they do have some hills, but you just have to know the area. But Zaragoza is flat. It's valley and it's flat, and so yeah, you it's wonderful. I love to get up early in the morning and go walking. Right now, we had to switch our walks to the weekend because it doesn't get bright until right now until like maybe almost 8 o'clock, and that's too late for my walking
Yeah.
partner. Yeah, and so yeah, it just
I
like
was
changed
struck
just
by
like
that.
that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it gets the sun comes up late.
Yeah, and then before that, it didn't get dark until during the summer. It didn't get dark until 10:30. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the late sunsets, that was beautiful. In the sunrise, that was also beautiful. But yeah, I was surprised at how flat, especially coming
Hmm.
from, Lisbon, the city literally on seven hills.
Yeah, big
Um,
difference.
yeah, big difference in terrain. And I think that also lended itself to that day where I did the 25,000 steps
Hmm.
because I would not have been able to do 25,000 steps in Lisbon. Like the most I've come close to, I think, in a day has been like 15,
Okay.
just because we have those hills that can, you know, wear you
Yes.
out. But yeah, there, like I felt it, but it wasn't as intense. as it
Mm-hmm.
would have been.
Yeah, it's very walkable. I really do like it. As far as, being loud, I mean, there's tourist area, there's tourist zones in every, in every city in Spain, just about every big city in Spain. So if you're in the tourist zone, you're going to hear tourist noise. But it's the city itself, there's all kinds of pockets and areas and stuff. So if you can avoid being in the tourist area, there's plenty of options for you not to be right there and still have easy access to it. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And, always, like you said, there was something going on like harvest or, different religious figures and,
Hmm.
cultural figures that they were having feasts and celebrations for and pilgrimages and just a lot of dancing. And then it was like the party before, I think it was my second night. It was the
Hmm.
party before the party. And so
Hmm.
the party before the party we left the party at like 1:30 and the party was still going on. And then the next day was another party. Then it was fireworks another night. It was then the, I was like, oh, so and then came back and then there was another party. And it was like, okay. I'm like, how do they sleep? And this is
I
like a
was just
little
looking at.
town, but there's party.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter if it's a little pueblo town. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
No.
they're gonna celebrate. They celebrate because you have your local, your regional, and then your countrywide different celebrations for different reasons. The next big one, I had to go look that up and pull it up. The next big event that's happening in Zaragoza is the Fiestas del Pilar,
Mm.
and it is from October 4th to October 13th, and it is the city shuts down. They have like the tram that goes through the city is there's like they have like two during the Polaris festival they're like three cars deep. So
Oh
usually
my
it's just
God.
one big tram car. They attach three tram cars during the Polaris. It's People come from all over for this event. It's huge.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
huge. I had an event here last year around this, actually was a year ago. Wow.
Mm.
But I had to put it off until after the festival because it was going to be in the Airbnb, so they were going to be really expensive.
Yeah.
So I moved it, and a group of us met up in Madrid, and then like about 4 or 5 women came back here to Zaragoza. But I made sure I planned it where it was after Pilates, so they could still get a good rate on an Airbnb.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
What I
but
love about the Spanish people, and it's very similar to the Portuguese in that regard, is like the celebrations, right? Like it's celebrating life, it's celebrating
hmm,
communities. People, it was like 12 o'clock at night or in the morning, and babies are out, and teenagers, and old people, and people in wheelchairs. And it was just like people just having fun,
yeah,
listening to music. I'm dancing in the streets. I'm like, what?
yeah.
It was just amazing.
Let me tell you something, because you just made me think about this. I again get up, I like to go walking, and we get up to go walking on a Sunday morning. I leave my house at 6:45.
Ooh.
They're just coming out of the clubs. The kids are
Ah!
coming out the clubs. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, why are all these kids
Wow.
like? I mean, like, I'm like, oh, they up, they got things to do. No, they ain't going home yet. They didn't leave the house until 1 o'clock in the morning to go out.
What? In the
Okay.
club.
I was like, what is happening? It's like I'm the
Mhm.
old lady that's getting up at 6:45 to go walking.
That is hilarious. It is so, and and they're out, and people are, like I said, having a good time. No fights,
Mm-mm,
no,
mm-mm,
guns, no,
mm-mm.
I saw two police officers in the beginning. And I mean, there was a lot of people because like everybody comes out for these things. And there was nothing, no skirmishes, no
Yeah.
people yelling, nothing crazy. It was just like people having a good time, good music,
Mm-hmm.
everything, good vibes. It was just beautiful. So
Yes.
Bella wanted to know, do you provide relocation services in Bilbao?
So I do not. So my services that I provide, let's get into it. Okay. Relocation advisor services. Okay. I'm here to hold your hand and talk you through it and connect you with the legal counsel to make sure that you have all your ducks in the row. Um, as far as specific areas, I can help guide you through, like, okay, here's the things that you will have, like your checklist of things and what you need to look at and consider. And like, like for instance, one company might give you some pushback when you're trying to get your internet services turned on, because they're like, oh no, you have to have your full card. We can't just use your number, your residency number. You have to. So we know like what companies to go through to reach out. In Bilbao specifically, I do not. But overall, to help you get settled and get moved in, we have the resources to maybe guide you and let you know, like, and help you find. If I don't know, I'm going to find out with you what the
Mm-hmm.
resources are in the area that you're
Okay.
looking for.
Fantastic. And that's a nice little segue to talk about your business venture. Uh,
Yes.
so let's talk about that.
Yes. You want to tell me? You want to ask the questions, or I can just go?
No, no, no. So you said that you took some time, you were
Mhm,
away in France,
mhm,
and you're now in this launch. And, there's more Black women, like you said, you have started Black in Zaragoza, building
mhm,
community, you have a YouTube channel. More and more Black women are choosing Europe. I mean, that was the whole genesis of that article I shared earlier in BET,
yes.
and choosing, countries like Portugal, countries like Spain. And you're seeing more and more women who are interested, even in the chat, right? Who are saying, oh, Spain
Mhm,
is on my radar. So
right.
now, what have you created to service this community?
So, what I just want to like lead with this and just say, I am a person that I want to help. I am not the person that can create a course. That's just not me. I can't. Okay. I know my mind doesn't work like that. And from what I have experienced with the women that have come through, whether I met them in Zaragoza or Madrid, that have come through for a day or stayed for a few days or just moved here, some people just are scared of doing it alone.
Hmm.
And so in my quest and understanding, there was three different types of services that I know that I want to offer in the next few months. But the most immediate one that I find to be most valuable is understanding that women can be scared if they have to do it alone, and you don't have to be alone. So as I was thinking about what type of service I want to offer, it's something that I'm already doing.
Hmm.
But I want to create a more personalized travel buddy experience for you, for women
Mhm.
who think that they have to wait for their bestie, their cousins, their sisters before they make a move, either to come and visit, to either do the vacation or do the country shopping, just to
Mhm.
bop it, just to see if it's a good fit. But they're scared to make that first move because they don't have anybody to come and do it with you. And you're
Mhm.
not alone. You don't have to be alone. So that's
No.
when I created the travel buddy experience. Okay. Yes. It's the
Yes. So you're going to be the travel buddy
mhm.
guiding women, Black women through this experience in their consideration of Spain.
Yes, yes. It's the I do want to just say my goal, my target audience has been Black women. This service is open to women. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, the service is open to women. Okay. But of course, yes, my focus, I have much love and fondness as a Black woman myself, that I want to support the Black women in the community. Absolutely. But yes, the focus is definitely not a tour guide. This is not a tour guide service. Okay. So I'm not
Hmm.
gonna like meet you and be like, now let's hurry up. Like, you're not gonna be hauled around really fast with the guy with the umbrella saying, with me with an umbrella saying, now look at this for 2 minutes and now let's go on to the next stop. That's
Yeah.
not what we're doing here. This is a curated service. Okay. So
Mhm.
what it is for usually it's for 2 days, that I meet with you and we hang out, but it's based on what your needs are, what your interests are. So if you're somebody that wants to go and experience the museums, but you're scared because you don't want to do it by yourself, or you don't want to go have dinner or lunch by yourself, you don't have to.
Mm.
Okay. I'm here. I meet you. I know the city. I know how to have fun. I'm not going to drag you someplace that's going to make you really uncomfortable. Or if you're not somebody that wants to walk, I'm not going to make you go on like a 3 hour hike, a 3 hour historical tour. We're not going to
Mm-hmm.
do that. So what it is you fill out an actual questionnaire. I understand when you're coming. You fill out a questionnaire. We go through it to understand what you're looking for, and also just understand this is not some turn and churn process. This is right now for October. This when I open the schedule, when I open up the spots, there will be 3 in October, and then 4 in November, and 4 in December. That's it.
Mm.
I am not trying to like do this service like 365 days a year. What I like
Yeah.
about what I've learned from myself and from the previous experiences that other women that have come here, like I said, whether they're coming to visit or moving here, it's a I'm here, girl. I got you. What do you need to make, for you to be comfortable? I am not with you 24/7. So let me just make that clear. Okay. There isn't a lot of time frame, about 5 hours each day,
Mm-hmm.
but it is an experience that is curated for you. And on top of that, once we do part, like when you do have your own downtime, um,
Mm-hmm.
you also have some resources for things that make you feel comfortable that you can do by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
wonderful.
it's a I am, your big sister here. I'm here when you land,
Mm-hmm.
or your cool cousin that's here when you land, not one that you're trying to get on the plane to come with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it gives you peace of mind. Like when you're able to, I've traveled now to, I think, closing in, or if I've already hit 30 countries. And, it's nice when you have somebody who can be a connection point. When I
Hmm.
started my journey, I was doing, and I still do quite a lot of solo travel. Um, Now, because I've created Blaxit Global, it's less likely that I'll go into a country or a city where I don't know someone or someone doesn't know me, which
Hmm.
has been great. And so it's wonderful that you're providing this service because it can be intimidating. As much as I love solo travel, not everybody is built that way. And
Yes,
so,
exactly.
it gives you peace of mind knowing that, hey, you know what? If I'm looking for a particular spot, and it sounds like it's very, very bespoke, very customized to
Hmm.
understanding what the actual person is interested in, what they want to glean from this experience. Um, so I love that you are also setting a boundary and being mindful of your time, right? You have a whole
Yeah.
life in Spain. That's how I do, Nomad Noirs twice a year. It's very
Hmm.
limited to the amount of people that, I take on because I want it to be very personal. Um, and also minding our own energy. We're not together all day, like you said. And so,
Yes.
because we're also not going to be with you 24/7 should you choose to move wherever you live.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
So the goal is to
Exactly.
teach you how to fish, not to fish for you.
Exactly, exactly, and it's really great. And the last young lady that moved here, the retired prosecutor from Chicago, from Illinois, she moved here, and it's funny because she's had her sister has come to visit,
Mm.
and she just today she had two friends that came. They were here for a week, and they just left today. And she had a dinner party at her place, and I met both of them. I met all of them each time, and it made me feel so good because they were like, we were really worried about her just up and moving because we
Mm.
were like, you're really doing this. And once they met me, because like, all they know is like this woman in Zaragoza has been helping her. It's like, is she trying to rob you? What's going on? They were like, they just didn't know. So once they
Yes.
met me and then they met the Black and Zaragoza community and everything, they're like, I felt so, it validated that this is what I
Mm.
need to be doing because her friends and her sisters were like, thank you so much for taking care of her. And, she's a very
Wow.
independent woman and doing her own thing. Don't make no mistake. But I was there when she arrived and showed her around. It was just my natural instinct to protect
Mhm.
and take care of her and make sure that she got settled in. And she did a lot of things on her own. Don't get me wrong, but it's like this one was like more of it was the relocation as far as like I'm here, boots on the ground. Here you are. Let's walk you through. Let me show you where to go, where you can get
Mhm.
the best help. Introduce you to community here, whether it's local or it's other expats, and make her feel welcome. And her
Yeah.
sisters were like, now we know she's going to be okay. And that's the type of
Hmm.
service that I want to provide, whether I'm your travel buddy or you're having just like, I also offer like the day in the life of experience here in
Oh,
Zaragoza.
nice.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
so yeah, I want it curated for your needs.
It's valuable, very valuable. Veronica, how are the taxes? Is it safe for women to walk alone at night? Is it noisy inside of the apartment buildings? Are they well constructed? Hmm.
Okay. So taxes, um, the taxes are taxing here. Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely. And also you are well cared for in community in Spain.
Mm.
So, you know, I actually have the right to work here. I can work here. And so automatically I qualify for community health care just because you're working.
Mm.
Not at the job. I mean, it's not the job that's providing it. The country
Mm.
of Spain. Now I opt for, I mean, because I am not working right now with from Spain income, but once I, do this consistently, yes,
Mm.
I'll be paying taxes here, but I have private healthcare insurance. But
Ah,
I feel like the taxes that, people complain about the taxes or the concern about the taxes, which they have every right to, but also you are taken care of. Your taxes are going
mhm,
towards the people here, period.
mhm,
For example, my daughter is autonoma, which she has her own business. She's a virtual assistant. She's
mm.
for black private practice black therapists in the states. Okay, um, she registered autonomo here. She just had her second baby. She has coverage. She has a percentage. I think it's like 70% or 80% of her income for a year. For a year. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah, you don't have
automatic.
that in the
Yeah,
States. You don't have
yeah.
that. You don't
Uh,
have that in the States.
She's autonomo. They just in I think this is just in Zaragoza, but
Mm,
she's autonomo, which means she pays her taxes whatever here, and she they have something right now where you get a $3,000 allowance to get a new laptop. Yeah.
mm,
Okay. So again, I get taxes are higher. Um, and if you're paying taxes here, you still got to pay taxes in the states. That whatever you pay here is offset in the United States for now. But yeah, it's offset. Yeah, for
facts.
now. Your other questions: is it safe to walk alone at night? I yes, yes. I get home all the time at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. Sometimes, like, well, my friend had a dinner party at her place. We walked all the way from where she lives, all the way to I walked home, and I was walking down back streets. Yeah, I didn't understand it, and I don't mean to sound flippant about it now, but I didn't understand it when I first visited Zaragoza back in 2018, and my daughter and her then her husband now, but her then boyfriend had the little apartment. I got a one bedroom. I got a little Airbnb like right down the street, and I had to
Mm.
walk down this dark alley to get to my Airbnb. It was like 7 minutes away. I was like, "You gonna get mugged out here?" No,
No,
no.
they ain't thinking about messing with us. Nah.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
Mm,
As far as the apartments, I am very, very blessed and thankful, and that's why I don't want to move from this apartment.
mm,
Because the noise that I do hear, yes, the walls are thin, yeah, but also, I mean, ain't nobody killing nobody next door. I hear things or whatever and stuff, and thank goodness I haven't heard. But only one time I did. But anyways, um, yeah. It's, but it's just noise that you just kind of get used to, and you just kind of block it out.
mm.
Yeah. So it's nothing that's going to keep me up overall. I mean, like if I go to the bathroom, I can hear somebody, in one of the apartments upstairs or downstairs. I hear them getting ready to go out. Okay. And I'm like, oh, like I hear the music playing and they're talking something, and I know they're getting ready to go out. The young kids about to go out. I can hear that.
Mm.
But overall, I'm not experiencing anything that would make me be like, oh, hell no.
Ah, okay. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Jess wants to know, are you still referring people to Carlos?
Absolutely.
All
Okay.
right.
And I say
Wow.
that so much because he is, again, I did not know that I thought that all attorneys, in Spain were like, oh, just like Carlos. They're not.
Mhm.
I say this very seriously. And Carlos is licensed. He's a Spanish immigration attorney, so he can help you no matter what part of Spain you're moving to.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, but he has like told me, and his wife has just told me, they're like, thank you, like you literally just changed our lives and everything because he provides a service. I belong to the Internations chapter here, and one of the
Mhm.
guys that moved here from North Carolina, he was just saying that he got an attorney for to buy. Oh, he was bought property that he's fixing up now and living in, and he had an attorney, and he was like, that was the worst, the absolute worst attorney. It's like, I don't even know why. No, it was immigration. It was helping with his immigration. He was like, I don't even know why you referred me to this person because he was absolutely horrible. So I thank God that I have been spoiled by Carlos. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So, and yes, we
Yeah,
are
when you have
working.
a good one, keep them.
Hmm. Yes. Yes. So,
Yeah.
I will, yeah, talk about him. He's based out of Madrid, and I need to get a link, but we're actually launching some collaboration in the next few months, and getting some things in order. So yes, because what's launching in the next few months for me is the relocation advisor service,
Mhm.
more very detailed. But part of that is the add-on option is to include his visa application process. But if not,
Oh,
but also the initial one will include at least the consultation, and then if you want to add on or work separately, and you don't need my relocation advisor services, you can
mhm,
still hire him, of course. But in collaboration, we work together to make the process as easy as possible. And also
mhm.
with the relocation advisory service is sometimes we talk ourselves out of doing what we need to do to get moving.
Yep.
Okay. And it's great to have accountability. I belong to accountability groups, make no mistake, but and I hold them dear and I need them. If it wasn't for an accountability group of Rashida getting on my case and saying, why are you trying to wait till November to launch? If it wasn't for somebody getting on my case and holding me accountable, I would have been still putting this off and doing this. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so that's the reason for me, I do best when cheering and helping and talking somebody
Mhm.
through it is one on one.
Yeah.
Maybe down the road I might have a group accountability, but right now I'm more one on one. Let's talk. Let's see where we are. What do you need to do next? How can I encourage you? I can't do it for you, but I can be there
Mhm.
with you every step of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we just had our accountability group in Blaxit Global Passport on Sunday. We had, I think, 16 members showed up, and just hearing everybody's journey steps, and everybody was talking about like they look forward to every month having that check-in, sharing
Hmm.
their updates, getting feedback, celebrating their wins, getting encouragement when there's challenges. Accountability can make the difference. And so for those of you who, and I get it, the United States is a very individualistic society. We have been conditioned to go at it alone. But
Hmm.
as Black people, that is the antithesis of who we are as a people. We are a community, we are people that commune. And so getting in community, being in with one another, supporting one another, looking at each other in the eye. I love the groups because oftentimes people find that they either live near each other or have an affinity or a same line of work or similar, they can collaborate on. It's so powerful. And so I
Yeah.
love what you're doing because, this travel buddy and building those networks can help people get to, their goals that much faster because they have you in their corner.
Yeah. And that's the most important thing. You're not alone.
Mhm.
Whether you are, again, want to travel to see what the options are, or you're just ready to pack your bags and get out now. You're not alone. It is important that you have community, whether it's the one-on-one like what we do, what you offer in Lisbon, in Portugal, and what I'm offering here. whether it's one-on-one or helping you find the right community that fits, that suits you, and what your needs are. That's the goal. We want to
Mhm.
make this as soft landing as possible. And in order to
Yeah.
do that, you have access here that's waiting for you.
Yeah. Do you? I know you said you entered Spain with family reunification as your
Hmm.
pathway. Do you find that most of the women that you're either utilizing your services or that you're encountering are going through the non-lucrative visa route?
Yes, most
Hmm.
of them are, but the thing is this, and I did an interview. I've interviewed Carlos, the Spanish attorney, twice on my channel. He's the only uh, uh, um, non-black woman, okay, or non-black person.
Carlos, you've been
Yeah,
grandfathered in.
I haven't had, yeah, and then I found out after the first interview, it's like, oh, you're married to a black woman. You are in,
Yes.
Carlos, always. But there's like over 26 different types of visas
Oh my
available
gosh.
in Spain. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's why, again, when I talked to him, when I did my consultation with him, back
Mm,
in 2023, and talked to him about it, when he said, because I thought I can't do it, because at the time I had just left that horrible no good job. And
mm,
I was like, had savings. I'm like, that's not enough for me to actually stay here in a,
mm.
with the
Okay.
non-lucrative. Anyways, so I had to really look, and I just didn't think it was an option. And he was like, you got options. It's like, your
Wow.
son-in-law is a naturalized citizen. I was like, what? Yeah. So what?
Wow.
Yeah. So just understanding that, yes, of course, the most common route is the non-lucrative visa, or they have, the nomad visa and stuff. And now they just passed something where you actually can come. They have where you can still keep your employment and be a W-2 employee, and your employer does not have to um, uh, like pay taxes or pay into the system here in Spain. They just have to do a certificate of insurance.
Okay.
Yeah, but the
Wow.
thing is, the employer has to get it from the Social Security office
Hmm.
administration and get it. You can't request it. So there's a way for you to actually, now, whether or not right now any company in the US is still going to be like, oh, that sounds like a plan. I'll do that for you. Okay. I don't know about that. But there are some new options where you can still keep your gainful employment in the US and move to Spain if you're already working remote. Now,
Wow.
yeah. So there's options
Yeah.
that there's just untapped, and you just need to have that real conversation to look at the whole big picture of your finances, your current situation, what your future needs are, expectations as far as finances, and what kind of life, what kind of area you want to live in, and all these things to consider. Um, to find out if there's something that maybe you hadn't even thought of, like I hadn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, Janice is in the house. Janice wants to know cost of living. What does that look
Well,
like? I know it varies.
yeah, it varies. I mean, so here's the thing. Again, I always say this. You can find the most expensive place right here in Zaragoza, and you can also find a very comfortable living that is like, 500 euro a month.
Hmm.
Both things can be true.
Hmm.
Um, I, I live. My cost of living is probably, I'm thinking total, besides, like, not like, I have some credit cards that I'm paying off, which, oh, let me just back up and say this also. I have some credit cards that I was paying off. Had I stayed in the States, I know that it's important to do your best to be debt free before you leave the country. And if you do leave the country, don't think that you're going to leave the country and then just be like, F them bills. I'm not paying nothing back from the States. Pay your bills, pay off your credit
Me
cards.
if you
Okay.
can, bitches.
Yeah, yeah. Don't do that. But also, I was able to pay off a lot of my debt, my credit card that I had to get into. I mean, it wasn't that much, but still, I was able to pay it off so much easier for me because I still had my income coming in, and I didn't have high ass rent. I didn't have a car payment anymore. So the
Mhm.
cost of living that, just the cost of expenses in the US that I didn't have to
Mhm.
pay anymore allowed me to go ahead and pay off a lot of debt. Okay. But right
Mhm.
now, I think besides like some little extra debt that I have like from the States, I'm not going to include that. My monthly cost of living is probably around, I'll say total 2,000, and that's like with entertainment. I would say about
Wow.
2,000. Yeah. And that's like
Wow.
groceries, rent, groceries, entertainment,
Hmm.
because I have two grandchildren, now stuff. And so we be
Congratulations.
partying. We be partying.
As you should live your best
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. And then, yeah. So then I go out and do things, like I said, I just came from France and all that. So doing things and enjoying life.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'd say on average, and I think 2,000 is really pushing it.
Hmm.
I think 2,000 right now is really pushing it. I venture to maybe go 17, 1,800.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Spain, I see
Yeah.
you. I mean,
Now,
I'm hovering a little slightly higher
yeah.
here in Lisbon. Because we was most expensive city. I think one of them now in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Wild. I was struck though by how affordable I went through quite a few towns in Spain, northern Spain, as well as I guess maybe central. Um, how affordable, like not just rents were, but to buy real estate, especially compared to Portugal. I mean, Portugal's riding the rails on the crazy train. It's like American prices, especially when you factor in the exchange rate, which is abysmal.
Oh,
And
God. Yeah. The
ooh, that
exchange rate
exchange
is
rate,
hurting
I don't
right
want to
now.
look
Oh my
no more. I'm
gosh.
like, oh,
I'm like, girl, just do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. Yeah, that
it's
hurts my
awful.
soul.
It's horrible. It's terrible. Like,
Yeah.
what in the
Um,
world?
and that was another reason, like when again, when I first started this whole process, I was like, I am moving to Madrid. I don't care how much it costs, I will be right there. And that's where I was planning. And then when I really started looking at the numbers, and I was like, well, okay, Zaragoza is not, I was like, girl, maybe you need to step away, or pivot. I needed to make a pivot, and I had to really look at
Mm.
some considerations. And it was the best decision, because the cost of living, I estimated that maybe the cost of living between living in Madrid versus Zaragoza was going to save me about $500 or $600 a month.
Wow.
So yeah, yeah. So, and it's
Yeah.
worth it. It's been the best decision, and major access,
Mhm.
major access to everywhere. And again, I get that Zaragoza is not for everyone. I get that, but come check it out. Just come
Yeah,
check it
check
out.
it
Come check it
out.
out. Come
Yeah,
check it out.
this visit was my longest stint in Spain. I had previously last September went
Hmm.
to Cadiz and Sevilla, beautiful towns in the south, cities, towns in the south. But this time spent a significant amount of time in the north. Beautiful, beautiful, affordable, definitely worth checking out.
Hmm.
Um, it's definitely, and I see some of the comments, popular ways in addition to, particularly for Spain, the non-lucrative visa, a lot of times people create pathways for themselves going through student visas. And
Hmm.
so, even though you might be in your 50s, 60s, there are people that are, signing up for class, whether it's learning a language, developing a skill and using that as their entry point. And so
Hmm.
it goes back to what you said earlier about, originally you were like, well, I can't go this way. And Carlos was like you got options,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, don't count yourself out because you might think your income doesn't qualify for one particular pathway that you heard about, right? There's
Yeah.
so many other options. And that's why linking up with Yolanda is going to, and I'm going to drop the link again,
Thank
is
you.
going to help you get there. And so there's the link to the Experience Spain waitlist. And then I'm going to drop the link for her YouTube channel again.
Thank
So
you.
y'all can go in there, find out about, more about Zaragoza, finding out more about her life in Spain.
Yes.
Check out those
And yes,
videos with
Zaragoza has
Carlos.
yeah, they're asking about a university. Yeah, there's a university here. Yeah, it's like right down the street from me. So it's
Mm.
college town, excuse me. It's college town. It's family town, it's college town, it's everything. And yeah, there's opportunity. It's just, I just say at least put it on the list to come check out. If you're gonna come through, I'm losing my voice. Excuse me.
That's okay.
If you're going to come through to Malaga,
Mm-hmm.
Sevilla, all these places. Ooh.
Take a sip. Take a sip. I'll talk for a little bit. Definitely worth checking out because, like I said, I have spent a whole week. I'm fresh back from my trip to Spain, so you can
Mm.
enjoy yourself. And like you said, it's a high speed train. You can
Mm.
fly into Madrid, or you can fly into Barcelona. Boogie your way over to Zaragoza. Connect with our friend Yolanda, and she's back.
I'm back. Hello. Girl, I was dying. I was like, oh my God.
It's okay. You see, I'm over here with the gallon.
I brought this from Texas. This has stayed with me. But yeah, it's like family town or what, different, there's options.
Yeah.
As far as the travel buddy experience, my voice just went to crap. The
It's
services
all
right
good.
now,
It's all good.
the services right now, it's for Zaragoza, Madrid, and Barcelona.
Mhm.
Maybe next year there'll be some expansion, but right now that's the area. So if you're coming through and you need somebody to meet you, to help you discover, and maybe help you make some decisions on what you want to do, reach out to me.
Yes, yes. Love it, love it, love it. Maria said, love the travel buddy idea. Could be very helpful. Oh, awesome. And
Thank you.
Jesse, what airlines airport do you use to get to Zaragoza?
So they have an airport here in Zaragoza, but they just downsized on it used to be like maybe 20 flights going into like there's a flight that goes into London, but it's to the other small airport in London.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it
I know
goes
which one
different
you
places, not a lot. So usually if I have to fly, like when I go to come to Lisbon next month, yes, for the yacht parties and the hangouts, um, I'm gonna go into Madrid and just hop a plane. Yeah, I usually
mean.
fly out of Madrid for all my needs and
That's
stuff.
a big
So,
old airport. That was my first time flying in and out of Madrid.
oh, okay, yeah,
It was big.
yeah. I had a family member come last year. My sister-in-law came last year in October when I had the big meetup. I was like, I gotta go meet my sister at the airport. I'm coming to you, girl. I was at the wrong freaking gate. Okay, it was at a completely different satellite location. We were walking around and walking in and walking out, like, where you at? It's like, I'm right
I
here.
believe it. That thing is huge.
Completely, yes. So,
I was like, I travel, and I was a bit confused. I was like, and then I came into T1, and then I had to go to
mm-hmm,
T4, and then I had to get the Renfree thing.
mm-hmm.
No, I had to take the shuttle. That was the other thing. I had to take the shuttle to the little medium train or something like that.
Oh,
I don't know.
wow.
And then I had to take the high speed train. I'm so glad. Like I landed at I want to say like 9 something. And the train that I could have taken, the high speed train, there was a 10 or a 10:15.
Mm-hmm.
And something told me like, Kashan, you may be better off taking that 11:20. Like I know it would have put me on the ground for 2 hours, but I needed that whole two
Mm-hmm.
hours
Yep.
because
Yep.
I was like, yo, where am I going?
And
This thing is
like now it's
huge.
easy. I mean, because now I know how to take, like, once I arrive in Madrid from Zaragoza, I know how to get on the little subway and it'll take me straight to the airport. And so,
Ah,
like,
okay.
so yeah, and then I'm hopping a plane to go to Lisbon. But when I went to Marseille, France, there was a
Mhm.
flight. It was like hour and 45 minutes just to go from Madrid straight to Marseille. I was like, that's okay. I'll take the train.
Wow.
Okay, I took the train, and it was a
Yeah.
great experience. It was a 6-hour
Oh, the
train ride.
train
I
was
don't care.
lovely.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great.
Yeah, I was like, just got on, and I think it was 2 stops,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got to where I needed to go and got off the train, and easy peasy. Like, that part
Yeah.
was the easiest, but the whole navigating the airport and getting the little ticket, and then when I got back, I didn't have they didn't accept cards. And then I had to have cash. Thankfully, I had some cash, which is rare. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and then of course, like, I'm used to hearing Portuguese. So I'm listening for keywords. And then she's like, efectivo. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, oh, wait,
Oh,
talking about cash.
cash. Yeah.
Like,
When
it
you're
took a
practicing
second. I
one
was like,
language,
what is she saying? And I'm like, okay, Kashan, like, think. And I'm like, oh, cash. And I had gotten out of the line. I'm like, no, like, it hit after I got out of the line what the word
yeah,
was. And I'm like, no.
yeah. It's
But,
it's funny
it
because
happened.
I'm trying to learn Spanish. I have grandchildren. My 3-year-old granddaughter, she like, because me and my daughter speak English to her, but her first language is
Mm.
Spanish. So she speaks Spanish to me, and I'll be like, I don't know what you're saying. So I'm practicing, and then she now is at an age where she gets mad, like I said, like
Abuela.
why don't you understand what I'm saying? Okay. But when I went to France, and even like when I was last in Lisbon,
Mm.
I'm trying to learn Spanish. So when I hear anything in any other language, I'm like, what?
Yes.
It doesn't, my brain does not connect. I want to communicate
No.
with you in Spanish. And if I say hola in another country, they're like, oh, you speak Spanish? No. Okay. That's not what I said. I
Yeah.
said hola.
And then there's some similarities. Like, they also say bom dia, but they don't say,
Mhm.
like, I've heard it in the context of like buenas, bom dia. And then I'm like, and then it was like,
Buen
oh, wait,
dia.
buenas, but you're not saying buenas tardes, you're saying buenas. And
Mhm.
like, just those little like nuances. And so I started like recommitting to Spanish, but then I find myself like freezing because I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
more confident in Portuguese. And
You've been
so
going
at
hard
least
on the
this
Portuguese, girl. You are like just a
time,
natural now.
I am. I feel very confident in my Portuguese. But the Spanish, although I've been like getting like 94s and 95s on my Spanish, I just don't have the confidence yet. So I'm like, okay, I think it's gonna take a little time because at least this time I didn't say like "obe gracias" because that happened when I was in Sevilla, and then somebody said something, and I was like, "Obe gracias," because it's all like jarbled in my head: English,
Mhm.
Portuguese, Spanish. I'm like,
And I
no.
really feel like, because I love Lisbon stuff, but also sometimes it's like you feel like a deer caught in headlights. You're just like, oh, okay. And they're looking at you like, oh, say something. I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
even know what to say. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was so happy once I got, into the boarding area for the Lisbon flight, and I heard people speaking Portuguese. I was like, oh, finally.
Yes, yes. Wait a minute. It was so okay. I got to tell you this really. So while I was in Marseille, again, I always find community. So I got together with a polyglot group, and I met
Mm,
some really wonderful people. And then one of the ladies invited me to like another group, like international expat group, or whatever, yeah, and like through Meetup. And so I met up with them, and I'm talking, and they're like, "Oh, your name is Yolanda. Oh, you live in Spain. You must speak Spanish." And I was like, "I don't know why you came to that conclusion, but okay." But there was another gentleman that came up to sit. It was like a group of like maybe 10 of us, and the
mhm.
guy said, because I was talking to some other gentlemen down the way, so and I heard the guy say I'm from Spain, and they said, "Oh, Yolanda." I was like, "What?" It's like you should talk to him. Why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you should. You should.
I mean, it was all in friendliness and fun and everything, but in my mind, I was like, "Why are you singling me out?" Okay. He said, "Well, you're Spanish and he's Spanish," and it's like that's not what I said. Okay. That is
You're
not
in
what I
Spain, you're
said.
Spanish. It's
Yeah.
really Spanish. Yeah.
This is
Oh
awesome.
man. Hilarious, hilarious. Maria asked, yeah, I was fine in the north. People were lovely.
Mhm.
Lovely. I absolutely love the north. So many beautiful towns. Santander, Ribadesias, Covadonga, Conga de Onis. Yeah, there was just so much to see. Giannis, yeah, so much to see, so much to do. Beautiful, beautiful backdrop.
I'm so happy that you
So
got to experience
definitely
that.
put it on your radar if it isn't already.
And so
Cool. Now,
I'm
is there anything we have not covered, Yolanda?
I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying. I have always, as always, I love talking to you. Just like
Likewise,
we be
likewise. I
messaging
can't wait to
sometimes,
get
stuff like, "Girl,
here.
what's up? What you doing?" Okay.
Yes. In a
And stuff.
couple
And
weeks,
thank
you'll be here. We'll hug it out.
Yes, and stuff. I'm so excited about seeing you again. And yeah, there's a couple of people that I know that I told you I reached out to you the other day because I in my different communities I reached out and I was like, who's coming to Lisbon? So we formed like a little group, and it's like a little WhatsApp group of the women that are coming to Lisbon. It's like maybe four of us talking right now and stuff, but just to be connected, so that once we
Mhm.
get there, it's on. Here we go again.
It's okay. It's okay.
Anyway,
We've
so
been
yes,
talking
I'm
a lot.
really excited, and we are definitely, you know what, and I appreciate, because I did reach out to you when I this was still like all like a a, a, a blurry dream,
Mhm.
some time ago, and I was talking to you about about how to make this happen, and you gave me so much great insight. So I really do appreciate all the support that you've given me and just talking me through some things in my thought process, because yeah, my brain will be like all like, you got to do it all right now, and it's like, just slow down.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
can you
Right
start
on.
now? What services can you offer now?
Yes.
Let's layer it. Do your layer launch. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, do a layered
Absolutely.
launch.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing a layered launch.
Yes.
And
I
so I'm
love it. I
excited.
love it. And I know this is going to be a successful venture for you. Before we drop again, I'm going to put the link one more time and I'll add it to the description of the video, as well as Yolanda's YouTube channel. And so, like I said, I would love it for you all to subscribe. And I know people have joined at different times in the conversation. So I'll add those links again into the chat. And also, if you're interested in joining uh, Yolanda's trek on the Camino, potentially, if
Yeah.
you're interested in a Camino journey,
You
Camino
want to
de
walk
Santiago,
500 miles? You go do that. I'm walking 78 miles. Okay.
and I might be on a bike, an electric bike at that. So
I will
Yolanda,
high
thank
five you on the
you.
way, but yeah.
But like, hey girl, hey BB. um, Thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
coming
having
onto
me.
the channel, talking about your experience in Spain, talking about your travel buddy services. And I'm excited, like I said, not only for this venture but also to see you in a month for our
Yes.
celebration. So if y'all are interested in hanging out with us in Lisbon, Portugal, we are going to be together October 23rd and 24th, hanging out on the yacht, as well as our Exodus Summit meetup with the founders of Exodus Summit. So come
Can't
hang
wait.
out with us. I will be with my babies tomorrow, so I will not be live on my channel. And then the following week, I will be joined by Stephanie Perry and Rashida Dow.
Yay.
So if you are interested in hearing about the summit, hearing about our travels, hearing about all the lovely things that are coming, and also a reminder, there are only 2 tickets left to the meetup. So once they go on, they go on. I'm not finding another venue.
Get your ticket,
But
y'all. It's
yeah,
I've
that's
gone
it. Get
to,
your
yeah.
ticket because there's 2 left. So
Oh
if
man,
you are
always fun.
interested, it is going to be going down next Thursday. I'll be back at my regular time. So in the meantime, be safe, be well. Wish me luck up in these United States tomorrow. Your girl's been gone for a minute. So
Yeah.
otherwise,
You
I
let me
will
know when you
see
land
y'all
back here.
later. Yes, I
Okay.
sure will. All right, y'all. Ciao, ciao. Buenas noches.
Bye.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.